We are here now in Port Hope to pick up Paul Racine. We're going to talk all about his life here in Port Hope and show off the Hyundai Santa Fe. Beautiful vehicle. And there's Paul. Paul, how are you?
Hi.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, York.
You wore a Habs hat on me.
Yeah.
You did that intentionally, didn't you?
I'm a Jimmy Roberts fan.
Oh, there.
A
Okay.
lot of people wouldn't remember him.
Well,
He's
my
a great
first
guy.
favorite player happened to be Murray Wilson.
Oh,
Number
really?
17 for the Habs back. Which I noticed driving in here to get into your place. You're going up an alleyway between two different houses. So that tells me that your home here was built probably the first one in this area.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. We did a reno and we replaced windows. And what they did when they built the house was they rolled up newspapers and put them around as insulation.
Right.
It was like 1857, 1858, and it was amazing because it was local newspapers, and they had the targets for the military where they had been competing. It was published in the newspaper, the shots where they shot at these targets and all that stuff. And they had a bylaw that they'd approve. One of the papers. This is kind of funny. You couldn't ride your wagon across the where the art school is, across the bridge where the fish ladder is.
Right.
It's gone now, but like you couldn't go across there faster in a walk or you'd get a fine.
Wow. So you're born here, raised here. What is it about Port Hope and the area that has kept you here your entire life? What is the enduring charm that hasn't changed?
Port Hope has got the small town feel, which I really love. And the community has had a lot of headwinds it's had to deal with. And I think a lot of communities do. But Port Hope, with the Port Hope Area Initiative and all of the issues, it's made it difficult periods of time when people would parachute into the community and really cause a huge disruption.
Well, there was a big disruption this past summer as we're just coming down Walton Street now with the Walton Street reconstruction, that phase going through. And what really stood out to me, and I'm interested in your opinion on this, is the resilience of the downtown business as well. All this was going on.
It was kind of amazing in a lot of respects. We kind of had an idea that they were going to run into some difficulties because you got 100-year-old pipes that are going nowhere or whatever. I know some of the people that own businesses, some of the buildings, and they said, like, I don't know what they're going to find because there was a door here and that's in the basement and it goes out towards the main street.
Right.
So there's got to be something on the other side of that, and so they ran into that kind of stuff. They also they got some surprises. The bedrock or whatever they had to, which shook the buildings, and they had to chisel out to put in the bigger pipes for the sewage and the water, and that was a bit of a surprise. What really surprised me, though, was the resilience of the businesses that were here, and I think that our family kind of made it a mission to be supporting. Every week we would, be down either in one of the restaurants or buying clothes or other things in the community, and they were very resilient. Some people are going to struggle, and we don't know whether they're going to make it or not.
Right.
But all in all, the end result is just so nice.
What is it that inspires you to keep giving back to the community, including stepping up and leading the Northumberland United Way campaign, the first Port Hope resident to do that?
Yeah. Well, feel very fortunate that we're doing fairly well, and the family has always tried to give back. It's like a civic duty, and you meet an awful lot of great people. Like when I chaired the United Way fundraising campaign, I was all over the county, and it was it just reinforced why we live here.
Right, right.
You know, you go to be a judge or something for a chili contest down in Colburn, and you meet people, and they're very appreciative of the work that United Way was doing. We're very involved with Rotary.
Well, you were one of the founding members of Rotary Northumberland Sunrise.
Right. I
Right.
wanted to have. It's not Coburg. It's not Port Hope. It's both of them, but it's Bewdley. It's Garden Hill. It's quite. It was quite a exciting time. And we're 25 years later.
So
This
what
is
would
our
you
turn.
say over the years is the biggest thing to change in Port Hope?
I think it's kept up. Like you look at the town park, and the Ruth Clark Center moved up there, and it's a fantastic facility now for seniors. You look at the renovations that took place with the Jack Berger complex. They upgraded the pool facilities. Like everything seems to be. It surges ahead and it slows down, but like quite frankly, I think that it's the community has kept up. The biggest thing that in my life that had an impact was the 1980 flood.
Right, yes.
Like that actually was a devastating blow for the community. The community just you talk about the rebuilding of the main street in the last couple of years. The flood was unbelievable. I can remember going down to get gas at the little Gulf station that was right where the bridge is.
Right.
And I could see the rooster tail of the water coming down, and I just said to the girl that was there, I said, "You better have your jacket handy because it's not started yet." Okay. And what people fail to realize is remember is how much damage was done right where that bridge was. They ended up with having to make it twice as wide, and in some places 10 feet deeper.
Wow.
They spent $10 million in 1980-ish blasting the limestone and doing channelization. So there will not be any more 100-year floods.
Right.
Okay. And I can remember it was the Port Hope Rotary Club of Wilf Quigley, and my dad went to every business. He was on council at that time, and they did everything that they possibly could to help people survive. Like I have pictures from the newspaper and that of what happened there, and you just couldn't believe the damage that was done. We survived it. We got government help. They stepped up, and it saved the downtown.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. A bad thing had to happen, and the resilience of the community is impressive.
It very is, and it goes on to this day too, because now we come together every year to celebrate the recovery from that with Float Your Fanny Down the Game.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And we're coming up on that again in April, just starting the planning of that now.
Yeah.
Paul, this has been incredible talking to you. Learned so much about it, and I'm so glad you took the opportunity to be a part
of
our inaugural community conversations.
Thank you very much for having me.